Happy Wednesday, everyone. We are back and we are doing a Silly Duck stream, but not any ordinary Silly Duck stream. We are doing, hold up guys, let me get OBS situated. Chat seems to be working, or showing anyway. I recently had some computer issues, so I'm hoping my mic is working because we had to do some deleting of drivers for the mic. So guys, let me know if the audio is having any issues. What was I saying? We're drawing ducks. We're not drawing any kind of ducks. We are drawing ducks that are themed after BTS's comeback concert. If y'all been living under a rock, or maybe you're just not into the pop theme, they had a comeback concert in Seoul and it was awesome and their outfits were amazing. And I thought, why not make some BTS themed silly ducks after their outfits? So I already got started on the rough sketches earlier in the week. And I did Jin, the lineup for Jin, and the lineup for RM. I just need to do everybody else and then all the color fills. So I thought we'd do some line work today, see how many members we can get through. And yeah, there's something else I wanted to say. Oh, I got the Cookie Monster. If you guys remember on my older streams, I had done like a Cookie Monster fan art because I wanted some Cookie Monster wall art in my room. And I got it printed finally. So, ta-da! Cookie Monster. So I got that hung up, which is amazing. And I also got one of my silly ducks printed to go on my little light thing that's over here. If you guys remember, I did Jimin earlier, like a couple weeks ago, I think, on my, you can check my reels on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, and you can see the version of it, but I have it here. And then here's the gouache painting we did last week. Yeah, that was last week. It feels like forever ago. I got it like flattened and pressed out so it sits nicely, and I thought I'd hang it there. So that's what we got going. That's what we're gonna do today. I mean, just a little bit. I still feel like this overlay I built for drawing silly ducks is cute, but I kind of wish the raft was like a little bit further to the left. So I need to fix that at some point because it feels like there's too much space on the left side of it. That's a later problem. But let me show you guys the reference image and then also how far I've gotten. So what I did is I drew all the members like rough version, right? And then I'm kind of going through and I'm flipping, like mirroring the images when I do each duck so that I kind of like fix any mistakes I've made. So I also went into Pure Ref, which I have my reference photo in, and I am using a mirrored image because normally Jimin's on the right and V's on the left. So that's kind of just what I'm doing to try to like get the poses correct. I feel like I might have to work on like the faces a little bit. I was a little unsure how I wanted to do the faces because like if I draw them like a standard silly duck, they're not gonna have like the personality and like character style that like resembles them more. So I chose to like stylize the eyes differently and the eyebrows. So the hair, the eyebrows, and the eyes are doing the heavy lifting on like actually showing who it is as a person. So I have to make sure that those are like spot on. I feel like Jin's came out pretty darn good. And then I also referenced, I don't know if you guys are into webcomics, but there are a lot of Korean webcomics, and so I'm kind of stealing their style for how they draw eyes. So I'm just kind of like referencing that as well. But we got RM and we got Jin. I'm kind of just working in order of the fan chant rather than like, I'm not really doing it by age. I'm not doing it by order they were standing. I'm just doing it in that order. And so yeah, let's make sure the music is playing loud enough for you guys. let's get going on doing some more line art. All right, so next we're gonna do Shuga. Ba, ba, ba. Let me pull this. I've just been copying out of here rather than dragging up. I feel like I want to save my like original sketches, and then I'm also making sure they're all relatively the right size. Now, once I started like doing the rough sketches for these, I quickly got pretty overwhelmed where I was like, shoot, these outfits are really complicated. Like, there's a lot going on. They're all like beautiful. But like if I was trying to get every detail in, it would take me forever. And I'm also trying to fit the outfits to the proportion of the ducks. So we are sacrificing some details. So if you see me miss some outfit details, that's why. Because I was kind of like selective in my choices about what I was gonna keep and what I wasn't. Okay, here we go. Let's do... I've kind of been like starting with the hair slash head. I think we're gonna go with that. Earlier, I was working on the palette patch collection. And I started working on... Yesterday, I finished all the sketches and line work for the red palette. And so today I started working on the green one. So maybe tomorrow we do a stream with the palette patch collection. Might be nice to catch you guys up on where we're at with that so far. So far it's turning out really cute. All right, we gotta make sure our brush is the right size. All right, let's do his hair. Wait, we gotta flip him around. I do feel that we need to... There we go. That feels a little bit better. The eyes also need some adjusting. I think I want to turn that way and this one. I haven't been getting too caught up in like fixing the sketch. I've been doing a lot of like little changes here and there, and then most of the big difference comes out when I do like the final line work. But I feel like the hair is really important to get right here. Okay, let's do the hair first. Slightly nervous. We're gonna go with it. So I think I was surprised when I saw that Yoongi had his hair short. Because I know in like an earlier interview, he was saying how he liked his parents liked it longer. So he was, well, I guess he didn't say he was gonna keep it longer, but he can wear it like either way. He's lucky. Dun, 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 dun. I wish that I could play some of their music while I streamed, but we don't want to get copy strike. So we got Horizons Volume 2. If you guys are curious about the music that I play while I'm streaming, check the bio for this, not the bio, the description for this stream. And it'll take you to my brother's YouTube channel. And he's a composer, and he wrote all the songs you're hearing. And they're also on Spotify and Apple Music, so you can check out his albums there. And he should be releasing some new music soon. I know he has a lot of irons in the fire. He's working on a lot of different projects. So I'm hoping every time he writes like a really good song and he shows it to me, I'm like, is that gonna be on Spotify? Because I want to listen to it. I feel like I know there are a lot of people that listen to music on YouTube. But I don't have YouTube Premium, is that what it's called? So I can't just like shut off the screen and let it play on my phone, you know? So it's not really an option for me. And I don't really like listening too much with like my headphones like this. I use like a speaker I have in my room. And so I'm not usually like using my PC. So I'm always like, put on Spotify so I can play it on my computer. Okay, it's got some short hairs that come in the front. I feel like Jin's hair is always on point. Somehow he always gets it to stay perfect. Or I guess not him. Whoever his stylist is. Like, what is their secret? I need to know. Also, I think I'm gonna erase out this side. I want the head to look too like squared off. We might mess around with that in a bit. Let's add in the head, and then we'll worry about that later. Try and make sure. I think I did the cheeks a little uneven on this one. Bum, 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 bum. Also, I could show you guys maybe after stream's pretty much done. I have prepared ahead of time a lot of silly ducks. Just because I'm going to be extra busy in the next month, and I want to make sure that I have like a backflow of stuff I can post. And so I've been grinding out silly ducks. And I have one planned for Easter that is so like nostalgic. And I really want to show it to you guys because I'm really happy with how it turned out. Do, 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 do. Get this line mark going. Photoshop was being so good yesterday, and now it's kind of like bogged down. I was even rotating the canvas where it normally gives me trouble, and it was doing totally fine. Make sure you guys can see this properly. No, don't delete it. Oh my lord. Okay, Bill. Like checking my reference. I feel like sometimes I might want to add like I don't want to like clutter my screen, but I feel like it would be nice if you guys could see the reference while I was working. I'm just not entirely sure where I would place it. So I think it's nice when you can see what like a reference an artist is using. Kind of helps you get inside like their head a little bit more, like what they're seeing. At least I find it interesting anyway. Let me know if you guys would be interested in me figuring out how to have my references shown while I'm working. It could just be me that likes that kind of thing. And I don't want to clutter the screen if nobody cares. A nice subtle smile. Alright, let's do... I'm most scared to do the eyes. That's how I was with all the other ones, so we should just do it. Put on our Nike shoes and do it. Alright, I think what I did is I made my brush smaller, about a 35. Let's see. Let's finish the hair over here. And then this is how they did it. You draw like a straighter line top, and then one like this. But I'm also trying to capture ever so slightly how he looked. And then for the bottom lid, they do like, typically they connect the lines like this, but I didn't like how outlined that felt. So I'm keeping it really subtle, and I'm just kind of drawing the slight corners and the bottom of the lid. And I'm using a really small brush size for that. And for my silly ducks, I always have the bottoms of the eyes aligned with like where the cheeks meet. And that's where in my rough sketches, I was struggling a little with getting the proportions look right. And I was like, I need to change this eye style. Okay, eyebrows are really important. But that's not a separate layer. Okay. Let's look at our reference. Zoom in a little bit. It's like flatter with slight shape at the edge. Also feel like we need to make sure these I'm really drawing in light. Then we get a little bit. But be careful because I don't want the brows to look too. Let's make our brush bigger, maybe. This is very important. If you do it wrong, they'll look. Sorry, my phone is like so loud these days. I need to turn down my ringtone. Earlier I got a phone call and it was like incredibly loud. Oh, let's just do the other eyebrow. I feel like I need to get the other one into to balance it. It goes like this. A little bit thicker here. I think I need to make this one thicker, but softer. Let's also don't want to mess this up. Make it a little bit thicker there. Alright, let's add the pupils in. Making these really big. This is the hard part because, like, if you get the pupil placement wrong, it looks really wrong, like messed up. And then you move it a couple pixels and it like totally fixes it. How's that look? All right, let me zoom out. If I squint, I don't see the line work. Yeah, I think we're cooking. I feel like the left eye though. Hold up. I think I was using 35. I just want to angle this edge down a little bit because his head's kind of at an angle. So we're seeing a little bit more of the corner than this one. Okay, not bad. We might come back to that. Let's get in the rest of the outfit. Let's put this layer down here. This is gonna be the collar. I need the neck too. I've been so good about making sure I keep everything on separate layers. I'm not always good about that. Oh shoot, how do we get that? There's a singular dot. Aha, here it is. Alright, I think we'll do the neck first. think we need to make sure all this lines up nice. Not sure I got the hair right. All right, we're gonna roll with it. The hard part is this image is kind of like low resolution. And so kind of seeing how the outfit looks is a little bit difficult. Like, I'm not sure if I'm seeing this properly. Like, does the collar come like... I think it does. Okay, I think this is what's happening. It turns, then comes behind. I'd say I'm always very like intrigued in whatever they're wearing, just because there was a time period where I thought I was gonna get into like fashion design / costume design. And so I'm always fascinated by like style choices and stuff like that. I want to look at, there's a website where they talk about the design process for this. It's like a fashion designer in South Korea who did it, and I've been meaning to read it, but I haven't done it yet. Sometimes I wonder, like, maybe you guys have thought about this too, but like, if you were famous, like, how do you think people would like choose to style you? Have you ever thought about that? Because like, not only did they take into consideration like the history part, right? Like, that was a big piece of like, I know each outfit they were wearing was kind of like based off of like different people from like Korean history, like their styles. Like, I think JK was like a vanguard, Jimin was a poet. I forget how all of them, but like, it makes you wonder, like for each, even like each of their like music videos, depending on the theme, like who is the stylist and like what's their thought process? Like, how much do you consider like the person's personality / like the story they're trying to tell? And like, I wonder how much like input, I guess it really depends on each person. Like, some people would probably want to have more control, and then some people are probably just like, yo, I trust you because you're pros. I don't know, it just makes me curious. Like, I want to know how it works. I feel like if I became a celebrity, just because I have a lot of interest in fashion and like how the garments are created, I would want a lot of like input into it if I was doing like my own music videos and stuff. But I also would enjoy having someone else have like free reign over like deciding what they think would suit me. I feel like that would be kind of interesting as well. All right, on the collar, I think I need to actually take this up a little bit more. Do 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 do. And I think I need to make it a little bit thicker. It comes in here, and then his jacket covers it. Take a layer for that. Do 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 do. This is just kind of cut across here, and then get a little bit of an overlap where the jacket buttons up. I have to say, I loved all the leather. I thought it was really neat, especially how they layered it to kind of like look like armor on some of their outfits, like on Jin's pants especially. I was like, that is such a cool idea, because it's like, how do you make an outfit that like they can still move in, but it's gonna give you that effect? I wonder how long like they developed the outfits, like how long it took from like start to finish. There's probably gonna be a video on it, so I'm gonna keep my eyes out for it. It's also hard to see the details in their outfit because like it's a low resolution image, and then it's also like all dark because it was at night. So it's like so impossible. I'll just try and recreate the silhouette as much as I can. Dun, 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 dun. Do, 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 do. I'm also doing them like, some of them are like standing closer to each other in some of these pictures. So it's like trying to see where exactly their arm is. It's a little bit difficult. But we're just gonna, whatever happens, happens. It's a silly duck version. It won't be 100% accurate. Also, guys, I've been thinking a lot about my silly ducks and like what I want to do with them in the future. And like it might be a big dream, but I was like, you know, if you don't dream big, like what is there in life? You gotta have dreams. Those are important. So I was like, how fun would it be to like the whole like silly duck concept to become like a really like big icon, right? And like almost turn the ducks themselves into celebrities, and then like through the ducks collab with different like brands or companies and do like fundraiser type of stuff. Like I want something good to come out of the ducks. Like I don't want them to be like, oh, it's so cute, like buy it because it's cute. Like I only want the ducks to like be cute and something fun that would be a cool collab with the brand, but I also want it to be like when you buy something that like collabed with the silly ducks, like part of the mission is that like it would go to a good cause, right? It's like I want to use my ducks in a way where like I'm not just trying to like monetize it just for like money for profits, but like I can use that money to do good things. Because I feel like that's just kind of like something I want to do in general with my art, is like figure out how I can like help others through it / bring joy to other people. So like I'm still not sure how I'm gonna do that. So I have to get the world to see them. So I'm just gonna keep making them, and maybe they'll develop and change a little over the years, but I really like the like silly ducks like naming title. So I think that's definitely gonna stick. But I've just been thinking a lot about that. Like, what's the future for these ducks? And I just feel like I want to figure out a way that I can use them to, I don't know, become like an icon for like helping people, I guess. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with them. But if I had to say like what my probably not realistic dream for them is, that would be it. Like how cool would that be? And like ducks are so cute. And I feel like ducks are really like, if you ever really watch them, they're so chill. It's like nothing really phases them, and even if it does, a couple seconds later, they'll just, you know, they move on. I feel like I may have made this arm on the left here a little too big. Dude, leave like that. We have to use our imagination a little bit. There we go. Also, it'd be really fun to like collab with maybe like, I can see myself doing it with like fashion brands. But I also want to pick ones that like kind of like already align with my morals. So I'm gonna have to be a bit more picky. You know? So there's that. But it would be very interesting. Hold up, we need another layer here. I'm gonna call this the shirt layer. Make sure you guys can see this. Alright, so the jacket, like... Also, like, there's like a lot of zippers. And I could be wrong, but it looks like on RM's jacket, they like lined, it's like a double layer like overcoat thing, and they're each like lined with, I want to say, zippers. But it's like not zipped up, so it gives it like that trimmed edge of metal. Absolutely love that. It's making me want to get back into garment creation. But then I have to remind myself of like all those times I've worked on sewing projects and they did not turn out, and it was very humbling. It takes so much skill. Ironically, I think I went with art because it's gonna sound terrible, because it was easier. Yeah, that gives you the idea of the difficulty of pattern drafting and all the different techniques. But there's still, I would like to at some point in my life take some like lessons from either like a tailor or a pattern drafting course. Really would love to learn how to do that, because I still want to learn how to like make my own clothes. Because there are like a couple things I made, and when you go that extra mile to either like finish a seam or properly like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like construct it. You know what I mean? You don't cut corners, which is like what they do with a lot of fast fashion. You can really, you can tell the difference. Like it gives the piece such like quality. And that is what I absolutely love. Like just because it's homemade doesn't mean it needs to look terrible. So back when I was really into it, I would often like hand finish a lot of things, like sewing by hand, and it takes a long time, but it is worth it. Try and get this finger right. Alright, so he's got his mic in the other hand. Let's do this like longer shirt. Wait a minute. This jacket line needs to come up here. Oops, that's the same layer. Righto. Alright, is this the layer? Alright, somehow I have a layer existing and I don't know what it does. Alright, so it kind of drapes down. Let me get this line here. Then we get another drape. And then another one. And then it starts to get longer down this way. And then we get another line. Oh, it almost looks like it's like, it does like a pleat question mark. Also like how they left a lot of the ends of the clothing like frayed. But it's a nice detail. Okay. Hold up, guys. I'm cooking. But I'm making this longer than... I think I'm gonna make it shorter. The problem is this character is very, very short in comparison to the proportions of a real person. Alright, so we just need to shorten this up a little. Let's kind of just follow what I had here. Rough the edge up a little bit. do 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 do. Here. All right, we're gonna do that. We gotta figure out how to connect this over here. I'm not following the reference 100%. Probably not a good idea. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, that seems good. Let's put in the mic. Do 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 do. Did you see my bag? Did you see my bag? Do 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 do. All right. Oh, we need to do the other hand. Hold up. Okay. Can't really see it in this image. We're just gonna wing it. That's what we're gonna do. All right, the hand there. This finger here. All right, let's do the mic. We're just gonna have to fake this a little bit. I don't have the angle 100%. So it went straight this way. Definitely simplifying these. Okay, that works. All right, let's do the pants. Do 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 do. They also had like a lot of like longer like leather ties either coming off the pants or the jackets, and I feel like with the dance, like because they're gonna be like moving, I just loved like the whole. It's like everything was very flowy, but it wasn't like too crazy. It was just right. I heard that they're gonna have this. I could be wrong. I thought I was reading that they're gonna have like their outfits displayed, like what's the word for that? Not like a gallery, but it is kind of like an art gallery, but for clothing. They're gonna have that with the outfits, so you can go see them. I believe it's gonna be in Seoul. I'd be like, oh, that'd be so cool to see. Oh well. Da, 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 da. Do, 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 do. I always like going, like if I'm ever in like a museum or whatever, I like looking at any of the like historical, either like if it's armor or like outfits. Like it's so interesting, like with your own eyes, being able to see all the details and just kind of like getting an idea of how it was like constructed. It's very enlightening. Okay, we're gonna... I don't want to have a tangent here. We might have to move this closer and have this overlap like that. I want to say they're all wearing the same shoes, but I didn't realize. We're just gonna cover it, but they are like laced boots. It's kind of hard to tell because everybody's pants is covering it, but we're just gonna pretend that Yoongi's was covering it in the picture too. Nobody will be the wiser. Alright, boots. It's always hard trying to adapt a shoe shape for the silly ducks. Cause like you're trying to like imagine how a boot would look over a flipper. I get a little creative with it. I can't say it's probably 100% accurate, but you always have to balance like what's gonna like visually look all right and then like what's realistic. Like, well, I've never seen a duck wearing boots. So who's to say it doesn't look exactly like this? And for the bottom tread, I was just kind of like really roughing it in like this. Do, 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 do. Hold up. Okay, we have to make sure this foot is in front of this one. I wonder if I should have tilted that angle down a little. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Do, 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 do. All right, let's take a look. Let's flip it and see if we're happy with everything. Do, do, do. Oh, not bad. It's not terrible. We gotta do some adjusting, but it's not bad. We gotta also need to thicken the hair up. I did it a little bit too light, so I just duplicated the layer and merged the two. Let's look at it without. Yeah, I think we need to work on the eyes a little bit. This outfit seems all right. This angle. Where is that layer? Here it is. Fill this in a little bit. Get a little bit rounder. Cuter. Drew on that layer by accident. I do think we might want to... Is this Duck RM? This is not. This is actually Yoongi. But he had short hair too. Let me show you, Rose. I'm glad you dropped by because I actually did Jin yesterday. And now I can show it to you. Okay, here's RM. Ta-da! So there we go. We got RM. You can tell because he has a dimple. And then here's Jin. Is it Rose approved? Yes, I can see it now. Yeah. Let me show you, Rose. Let me show you the reference image I'm using. Here we go. This is the reference image. So I'm pretty much just copying their poses. I was gonna get a little wild with it and try and have like dance poses, but it was gonna take too long to look for all the references. Bum, bum, bum. Right now I have them flipped opposite though. I'm glad you like them. Alright, I think I'm gonna... Hold up. Let's see how it looks next to each other. Dum, 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 dum. I'm gonna have to fix... We have to make some subtle adjustments. Now that I compare these. Not perfect. Not... Actually not terrible. We're gonna roll with it. Let's just keep moving. We can make some like final adjustments once they're all together at the end, but I think what I'm gonna do is just keep going on like doing that line work. Grind it out. Alright, so next we got J-Hope. Let's go. Bum, bum, ba-da, bum, ba, ba-da. Alrighty. Yes, J-Hope. Oh, they're in duck form. I think it's super close. Thank you, Rose. I was saying that earlier where I'm like, I have to like realize that like the proportions are changed entirely. It's my interpretation. That's what it is. It's not 100% accuracy. All right, we gotta make sure the height is right. And there we go. I feel like I didn't get J-Hope's hair right in the rough one. And I do not want to get that wrong. It's gotta look right. We cannot dishonor J-Hope. Because I absolutely love his music. Alright, so let's fix up the rough sketch before we get rolling. Okay, I need to... Let's flip this sketch. J-Hope has the sweetest face. Facts on a stack. This is so true. Guys, if you don't know, back when Rose and I were still roommates, I used to make her listen to a lot of K-pop. And against her will, I kind of forced her into being ARMY. And now, not against her will, she is happily happily an ARMY. Or at least I hope so, right, Rose? Okay, let's think. First, we have to adjust the face. I didn't get the cheeks right. I think what we have to do is erase. He's kind of turned at an angle, so I don't think I got the angle of the cheeks aligned quite right. Now I am freely ARMY for sure. Very good. Poor Rose. I put her through a lot. Oh, Rose, I need to show you. Were you watching when I was doing the Cookie Monster art? I'm trying to remember if I remember seeing you in chat then. I think what we gotta do is try and like mimic the sideburn here. I don't think I was there for that. Oh, you weren't? Okay, so long story short, I love Cookie Monster, as you know. And I was like, I want some Cookie Monster art for my room. So on stream, we did a Cookie Monster digital art piece that I could get printed. And then I put a little quote with it that translates to, without cookies, I'm just a monster. You've probably heard me say that one. I may have sent you that meme. But I first saw the meme in like German. So I wanted to make it in German, but you can see we've got Cookie Monster. I do think though, let me take it off the wall. I do feel like it printed. Ah, you love it? Yes, I know, it's really cute. But I do think I got it printed at Walmart. It came out a bit darker than the... Oh, that's kind of tough to see. If I keep it at an angle, it won't reflect as much. It came out a bit darker than I was hoping it would. But, you know, it's alright. It was really affordable, so... I want that. Rose, how am I gonna... I shouldn't have taken this down. I don't know how I'm gonna get it back up. You know what? Chat, we're gonna wait. I'm just gonna sit here on my desk. I'll put it back up after stream. In case someone else shows up and they want to see Cookie Monster. But I need to get another frame. Because that's where I had like another duck painting. Now you can look at him. This is very true. I have a perfect view of Cookie Monster right now. My spirit monster. Okay. I think part of this pose too, like the jacket and the torso needs like rotated. Let's fix this. Kind of like that. And then the jacket kind of comes in an angle here. And his legs kind of like turned. bit more like that. And then I wonder if these are like pockets. It's got pockets. Ba, ba, ba. Okay. Yep, that feels better. And then this other arm needs brought in ever so slightly. Made it just a little too wide there. Dun 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 dun. I was torn with this one, guys. Because the way he's like holding the mic, you really can't see it. You only see like the back part of the mic. But I feel like everybody else is holding their mic, so I have to have it. Alright, we're gonna have it. Yeah, because you can see it here. You're just seeing like the back. Because he's like holding the top part. Alright, this is starting to look more like J-Hope. I do think I made the hair a little too long up here in the back. This reminds me when I try to do a portrait and it just does not turn out how you want it to. So frustrating. It's like when you can't capture that likeness. It makes me so frustrated. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe the eyebrows. I didn't get them right. Well, you know, I think his head's actually turned further than it looks here in mine. Because his eyebrows start there proportionally in the reference. It's a little better. Dun, 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 dun. I had to laugh. There's like a clip of J-Hope at his concert and some fan wanted him to sign like a piece of art they made. And I'm not sure if it was like, I don't think it was a portrait of him or what. But bro could not hide his reaction on his face. He was like, you made this? Okay. So I'm like, if this duck turns out terrible, the judgment of J-Hope is like living rent-free in my brain. Not that he's ever gonna probably ever see this, but if he ever ran across on the internet, I hope he's not like, ugh. But this is also why I kind of want like my ducks to become like iconic and more of like a symbol people recognize. That way when people are like, why the heck is that celebrity drawn as a duck? They're not gonna be like, why? They're gonna be like, oh, it's because, you know how like you see like people drawn like as Mickey Mouse or whatever. I don't know. Like I want it to be like normal. Like I gotta make these ducks iconic. It's kind of like that Hercules song where he's like training Hercules. These ducks are like my one last hope. And it's up to them. No pun intended, because we're drawing J-Hope. Now let's get the neck right. And the collar, oh, I made the collar too high. That's the issue here. Hold up. We gotta fix this. I think this is one of the last ones I did last night when I was working. So when I get, oh, hold up guys, you can't see me. When I get super focused, sometimes my work later in the day is not as good as when I'm starting. Da, 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 da. I think the issue is in this reference, his head is turned at a larger like angle, like further than I have, which is kind of throwing me off. I think I ruined J-Hope's really nice jawline. Sorry, J-Hope. We're gonna try and repair this. The other eye. Kind of he has his head tilted too. Oh my heralds, where did I go wrong? We gotta redeem ourselves, guys. We're going to. Don't you worry. Maybe we should work more on the hair. I think I had the part at the wrong. So it's like long strands in the front. Maybe just get the silhouette shape right, and then we'll worry more about the details. His hair's kind of like longer. Make the thumb there a little bit smaller. His jacket has a lot of details. That's the hard part. Like there's all these little like white threads kind of like woven here. Then more here. There. Alright, it's not bad. I don't know why, but I'm struggling with this one. It just doesn't look like J-Hope. Let's flip it around. Sometimes that helps. Let me flip the reference. This is why I don't do portraits of people I care about. Alright, we need the angle here. Actually, to be dropped down a little. See if we can get this correct. I feel like the angle here is important. Wait, where'd he go? Okay. Like I lost the reference. Oh, is his hair like comes like that? And then like this? It's not quite right. He's kind of like looking like that. I feel like J-Hope has this kind of like slay expression on. Da, 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 da. What do you think, Rose? Am I getting closer? Closer to the mark? I think we need to lift this cheek up a little bit. And perhaps make it smaller. It's cute. It's not that it's not cute. It's cute. It's just not like 100% there yet. We're getting closer though. I can feel it. We're on the cusp of likeness. This hair. Sometimes you can like fake it. Oh! Hold up. We're getting there. Okay, we're getting the angle on the head there. And then, wait a minute. Get the sideburn in a little. We create like this little angle here with the cheek. All right, I think we're winning. Let's see how we feel about the outfit. I think the jacket ends here, and then there's like a larger cuff here that's tighter around the hand. And this is the other hand holding the mic. And then actually, we're not seeing the bottom. I'm just gonna make it shorter and wider than the reference. Okay, it's cute. Let's flip it again. Somewhere in this section, there is a little piece of pixel. There we go. And we'll flip this around. Yeah, we're getting close. We're almost there. Somebody is cooking and I'm smelling it and I'm getting really, really hungry. Why are they gonna do this to me? Bum, 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 bum. I've been trying to like work out more, so like get out and jump rope. So I feel like my body is extra hungry today. Okay, maybe we need to have like... Okay. Again, it's cute, but it's not... I think it's the eyes, maybe. Let's mess around with the eyes. See if we can get those looking like J-Hope. Gotta get that expression right. See what I mean? Right? J-Hope's got that, like... They know they're about to get on stage and just, like, own it. He's got that, like, slay vibe to it. You know, I swore to myself I would not say that, and here I am saying it. Also, another thing I picked up that I swore I wouldn't say is like bro, but Joe does it all the time. And before he knew it, I was saying it. I'm like, I promised myself this wouldn't happen. Okay. I think we need to raise the corner a little bit here. And then let's erase out the inside just for now. So arcs upward, and then we get this curve. But it's kind of like that. Okay, eyebrows. Okay, hold up. Oh. Sharper angle here. And then here, we're gonna a bit more down like that. Let's give her the center line. Maybe that's throwing me. Perhaps we need to bring it to the right a little bit more. Can't bring it too much, otherwise the proportions will be off. Alright, let's give the arch the eyebrow. And then there. Do do do. Then we get a straight hair kind of going that way. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so it's kind of having the edge defined there. I think we might have too much hair here. It's like comes up, then down, curves ever so slightly in. About here. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Oh, hold up. Are we on to something? Is that working? That feels better. Cause he's at the end, so he's kind of like turned more, so we're seeing more like the corner of the eye. This feels better. I think we also need to bring this strand of hair doesn't start till about here. Da 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 da. And then maybe like I think we need to bring this eye just a little bit. Try to think for the mouth. I don't want to crop it. See how that looks to my other monitor. Actually, I don't think I should have messed with that. I think we're doing all right where it's at. Maybe I'll just erase a little here. Kind of create a sharper angle since we're catching the side. At the face. Oh, wait. This is actually looking a lot better. All right, let's flip this again. Let me flip my reference. Yes. Much better. I like it. Just kind of copy that style from the webcomics. And then I'm just gonna make the hair a little bit longer here. Oh my gosh, somebody is cooking something that smells so good. Guys, I'm hungry. I might need to get a snack. I'm not gonna make it. Okay. If I had to pick my favorite outfit of all of them, I really like Yoongi's outfit. But I really like RM's jacket. But JK's jacket's like really nice. But I like Jimin's pants, but I also like V's. I really like the scarf that RM had. Honestly, I want all of their outfits. Okay. Let's get the mouth right now. Fix the bill here a little bit. He's kind of like, he's not smiling, but he's not smiling. He's like, no, too smiling. Like, I'm trying to recreate this with very few lines. Oh, I think we did it. I keep saying that, guys, and then I'm like, no, Control Z. I think I need to raise this eyebrow a little bit. J-Hope's like, what? He's kind of giving that look. Dun, 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 dun. Do we do the finish line work? That's the question. Am I happy enough with this? Whoa. Zoomed in way too far. Do you think I need to lower? Slightly change the angle there a little. Guys, I think flip it one more time. I think we got what we want here. Maybe I kind of like how it looks when I erase like a highlight out at the edge. I might do that on all of them. I don't usually do that on my silly duck drawings, but I feel like since we're doing more like characterized style, it's gotta be a little bit different. It's still not 100% giving J-Hope. Guys, before I do the line work on this, because I do not want to mess this one up, I think I'm going to move on to another one. And I'm going to send it to, I don't know if Rose is still here. You could give me input, but I might send it to Sarah as well and see if she has anything that strikes her. Or if you guys are in chat and you're like, you know, if you move the eyebrows up or down, it would make it look more like J-Hope. Let me know. Because I need some help. Sometimes you just have to take a break and then come back. So that's what we're gonna do. Alright, next we gotta pull out Nujman. Where is that? Oh, here it is. This is like the first one I did a rough sketch of. Let's see if we can clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna flip it. Oh yeah, we gotta fix some stuff here. Flip my reference. Alright, first thing, we have to even out the face. I have a tendency to draw things slightly crooked. Probably because I get way too close to screen, as you guys can see. Lower that just a little bit. Alright, as far as the hair goes, a little bit longer. Kind of like curtains down like that. I feel like Jimin's hair here is gonna forever go down in history. It's now iconic. Do 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 do. You know what I did wrong? I have him like looking slightly up, and in the reference he's actually looking slightly down. Do I want to change that or do I leave it? Because I kind of like it looking up. I don't know. What do we do, guys? Well, we should probably stick true to the reference since that's what we're doing with all the other ones. So let's make him looking down. We have to adjust the eyes a little bit there. And the nose here, the bill. And the head. It's gonna be more turned this way. I think proportionally we got some mistakes here. We need to lower this section. Yeah, that'd be about half. We haven't. Now, slightly looking down. Let's get rid of the eyes. Dun, 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 dun. Head slightly at an angle. Let's change this here. Okay, then we gotta put in new eyes. I had to flip this around too. We can't mess this up. Alright, we'll just block them in. So we get... His eyebrows are way too high here. Okay, I didn't get the eye position quite right. He looks a bit shook. That's okay, we'll work with this. Also, I need to bring... over just a little bit. Do. There we go. Okay, I should move my like this. I don't think I got the angle quite right here. I'll say we might need to make the jacket. Yeah, down the angle here, the arm. The shoulder kind of comes out more. And then it curves back in. Like that. At this angle. Oh, I got the pants wrong too. I think I may have just made it too wide in general. I did kind of change. Hold up, guys. Let me think about this. I'm gonna take some creative liberties here just to try and make this silhouette look a little bit more interesting. And fix the balance a little bit. And it looks better. So we got one hand, the finger here. Then he has like his thumb over the mic, which I kind of did that with. And then we see the back of the mic here. And then his jacket ends out there. And we get the inner sleeve. Down there. I think I might need to make the thumb bigger. Okay. This is looking good. I feel like the pants are like pleated here. Like this. And then like that. We got these tassels here. All right, that feels good. I think we need to flip it around. Bum 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 ba da da da. Hold on, I'm trying to rotate my reference. Struggling. Okay. Reference flip. I don't know, I was struggling so much with J-Hope's one. I'm like frustrated with myself. Not able to get his right. Might end up having to do his last. Just because if I'm not happy with it, I'm not gonna want to finish it. Not unless absolutely necessary. Not gonna lie, this made me want to bleach my hair blonde. But I just dyed it red and I do not want to do that. It's also expensive. But one of these days I want to like bleach my hair light again so that I can do some fun colors. Like I had it blue and purple before, which I really, really liked. But I could have a blonde era. Can't say that. I don't know if blonde would suit me. I don't know. It's always like tough. The good news is if I lighten it to like look blonde, if I don't like it, I just put a color in it and then, you know, then it's something fun. Do 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 do. Okay, this actually bit like that. And then on down to here. Then we get the back. I'm also worried about like damaging my hair. When I had it before, I like bleached it really slowly. I had my cousin and sister do it. And so like I just lightened it like 2 like layers like each time. So by the time it was like actually light enough to color like blue or purple, like I'd done it I think like 3 different times. I had bleached it to slowly like lighten it up from its original color, and it did not damage my hair at all. It felt actually really healthy still. I was really good about keeping it really conditioned too. So I just have to make sure that I do that again. Like after I would bleach it, I would just put a ton of coconut oil on it. It was very hydrated. The thing I can say is my hair almost felt like thinner. I don't know how to describe it. Like the strands felt thinner, and I already have really fine hair. So that is like one downside. Guys, this isn't too bad. His hair kind of comes in like this, actually. I think I might make his eyes a little bit bigger up here. Alrighty. Maybe not that much. Nope, too much. Subtle changes go a long way. Also, I think we need to lower this hairline down a little bit. And we're gonna have it less outlined here. Use thinner strands. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's see. I feel like that's doing pretty good. All right, now we gotta do V. Let's pull out V's. One. Do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. This is my cousin's favorite member, so we cannot mess up. The pressure is on. Already, I think I messed up some spots. We're gonna work with it. He's also actually looking slightly down, which I didn't do 100% correct. Da, 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 da. Do, 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 do. Redraw that center line in. And slightly arc that line downward. Do, 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 do. We gotta fix the bill here now. Better. His hair is kind of like coming like that. Let me get a strand up here, but it's almost shaped. His hair is a little bit messy, which is nice because it gives me a little bit more freedom to interpret it. Interpretate. I think that's a word. To interpretate how the hair is gonna look. These days, my English is like down the drain. I don't know what's happening to me. Usually when my English gets really bad, it's because I'm starting to do more language studies. And like that piece of my brain starting to like kick into gear. So it's a good sign. But it's also like you take a little bit of an L. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. Do 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 do. A strand like comes down. Don't want a tangent there. It's important to get the eyes right. But we got a pretty sharp angle here. And then we get like... Probably made my brush too big. Let me shrink this down a little bit. Alright, then we need to make size bigger. You know those people who can just like draw portraits? Like right on the spot just by looking at someone. People are incredible. I'm like, I have a reference photo that isn't moving and I'm still struggling. Okay, we have a slightly downward angle. I think I need to readjust the face here. I really want to do some portraits. Guys, this makes me want to get back into doing portraits. We gotta do it. I know I keep saying it, but I keep putting it off. But I really need to just break down and do it. I'm always a little bit scared, you know? But we can start with some small projects. We're not gonna draw anyone important. We're just gonna choose like somebody random. This sounds familiar. Yo, don't diss your own music, Joe. Let's turn it up. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, for a second, I thought you were talking about me saying that I was gonna draw portraits. And I was like, this time for sure. But yeah, don't hate your music. Although I don't hate some of my art anymore. But there is art pieces I dislike. Alright, I feel like... Yo, Joe, we're drawing BTS members as silly ducks. What's your favorite member? Let's see if Joe remembers their names. Dun, 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 dun. All of them. That is the world's safest answer. Oh my gosh. But also valid. Trying to like, how do you argue with that? It's like, I kind of agree with him. At this point, it's hard to pick a favorite. Ba, 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 ba. That's like choosing your favorite son. Yeah. Only a terrible parent would do that. Wait a minute. I think I need to lower this eye and then move the wand. Also, do we turn it a little bit? Because we're a little bit at an angle here. Do, do, do. Do, do. Oops. What did I do? Okay, I don't know. Low-key, mom would say me though. Wow. Yeah, Joe's definitely the favorite. Ba, ba, ba. I think it would literally destroy mom's soul to have to pick a favorite from us. Ba, ba, ba. It's like, you know how they always do the like if like two people were falling off a cliff, like which one would you save? I don't think mom could do. It'd probably like something terrible. Favorite youngest son. Oh my gosh. I feel like depending on the order you're born in, like every, like if you're the oldest, you get some perks, but there's also some major cons. And then like if you're a middle child, there's some obvious cons and some pros. And then when you're like the youngest, there's some obvious pros and some cons. And it's kind of like you pick and choose. Like each one has their downside. Lots of cons of being in the middle. You know what kills me, guys? I am a middle child. But Joe acts like he's the middle child. And I'm like, we're both middle children because there's 5 of us. Yeah, he seems to think he's the perfect middle, though. There are variations of middle. I'm like the younger middle, but still the middle. Middle 5. But I'm still in the middle because, like... Here, let me just draw a diagram for you guys. I say is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is Joe, who thinks he's amazing and the perfect middle child. But if you think of it this way, the middle is something that's in between 2 sides, right? And so technically, I here would be considered also middle. I'm just saying. That's a middle. Okay. Back to V. Back to important things. We gotta fix the hair. I think I made it too short back here. I'm content being the youngest. That's a very youngest thing to say. We love you for it, Rose. So it's a very youngest thing to say. I think I'd rather be the youngest though than the oldest, because when you're the oldest, like your parents are still figuring out parenting, and so you're probably gonna have the most baggage. But then by the time the youngest comes along, they're just like, oh, heck it. And then you kind of get to do what you want. But you also get a lot of attention. Being the oldest and youngest would be the worst. Yep. You'd be the first to go and the last to go. Well, I never thought of it that way. That's a good point. Okay. You know what? I am content. Like, I like being a middle child. I just like complaining about it. I feel like everybody does, though, depending on however their order of whatever order their siblings are in. All right, I think we got V's head looking a little bit better here. Do 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 do. Yeah, I make his eyes a little bit bigger. Yo, this song is chill. What's this one? Sounds like it's the end of... Oh, that was the bonus track. All right, we're about to loop it, guys. Here we go. Horizons Volume 2. It was a bonus track. Kind of winged it in the last minute. It's a good bonus track. It's a vibe. Okay. V's outfit. Let's see here. I think I'm mostly satisfied with this. I do think I want to raise this hand up a little. Just holding like the mic here to the side. We did change the jacket a little bit proportionally, but I wanted it to look bright. And then he's really like, I can't really see the mic because Jin's blocking it. I think what I did is I was just like, the top of the mic's here. No, wait, is that his hand? Let's fix this. I'm confused. Dum, 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 dum. All right. Let's imagine his hand. The jacket comes down. Let's have the mic like... Let's have it this way. There's the top of the mic. And he's holding it. That's like his thumb. That'd be... Yeah, that'd be right. I do think we need to lift the shoulder a little bit. And also this section here. Alright, we got the collar of the shirt and then the jacket. Fits pretty closely in here. I was gonna make tea, but gotta lurk and work. Let's go. Alright, happy lurking and happy working. Gotta work. Gotta make that money make purse. Got a fur coat, so I'll make a purse. I think I might need to do some ATs, silly jacks at some point. Because Sarah absolutely loves them. Bro, here's what's wrong. This jacket's ending like really uneven. It would be here instead of where I had it before. Like that. Get the white trim, and then you see a little bit of the back there. I think we're cooking on this one. Alright, let's get out JK and fix his so it looks nice. Yeah, his jacket is really nice. Absolutely love the jacket. Okay, let's see here. I think I like the angle the head's at. I don't love this section though. I made him way too wide. We're also getting like a bit of an angle there. Let's change that. And then this foot's actually gonna be more like that direction. This one we're gonna bring back just a little bit. And the jacket here comes up a little. All right, let's look at the face before we do too much reshaping. He's also holding the mic, similar to just how I did V's. Actually, it almost looks like this part of the jacket comes up. This, a little bit there. All right. What was I doing? Working on the face. Actually, he's looking down a little bit too. For some reason I made everybody looking up when they're actually looking slightly down. It's alright, we'll work with it. Every time I do loose sketching, it really feels like I'm sculpting. Alright, then this angle will be about up more like that. Better. Alright, for the hair, I need to make it taller. We're gonna hire that a little bit there. Alright, this sketch got a bit messy. And the hair slowly gets shorter. And then let's round this out a little bit more. Oh, I think I add more of a slight smile. Make the eyes bigger. There we go. It's feeling better. It's really cute. Why does this look so cute? Oh my word. Maybe I made the eyes too big. We gotta fix this. Maybe it's because the collar and the coat comes up so high. I might want to lower that a little bit. Don't have to follow the reference 100%. It kind of looks like he's like buried in the coat. Do 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 do. All right. It's looking good. Need to fix some of this a little bit here. It's almost like it's double layered on this side. And then this actually ends here and aligns with this. Do, 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 do. Okay, we also need to add the lip ring back in. Let's flip it around. Alright, we're cooking. This is looking good. The hair, I might want to flip the reference. But I don't like this. How I did the eye here. Da, 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 da. He looks really young in my version. It's alright, we can work with it. They're all just defying aging, especially Jin. Bum, bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. They actually gotta bring the other eye up. Guys, I think we did good on fixing up these sketches. Let's take a look. We still gotta work on J-Hope's one. Alright, let's look at J-Hope. I think we're close. It's still not quite J-Hope, you know what I mean? There's something about the expression I didn't quite capture yet. We're gonna have to work on that. Jimin's... I might adjust the head a little bit. Just to make the angle a little bit more interesting. I'm worried about getting the balance right. That looks good. V's, I think we're getting there. Whoops. I think the hair is almost on point. I do think we might need to adjust the shoulders a little bit. This arm feels too long to me. Oh, so there we go. That feels better. As far as the shoes go, I think we need to adjust this angle a little bit there. I wonder if it's put back actually a little bit. And then I'm gonna have the pants here like this. There we go. This also gets complicated because there's a lot of little like threads on his outfit, like what was on J-Hope's jacket. We might not be able to like perfectly replicate it, but I think we can indicate it in a subtle way. It's still true to the design. Alright, and JK's looks really, really cute. I don't know what I did. I think I may have made the eyes a little too big. So I might need to work on shrinking those so it doesn't look too much like too cute. Because everyone else is gonna look like hardcore and cool, and then there's just gonna be JK is gonna look way too kawaii for this photo shoot. Alright, so we'll make those adjustments next time, guys. But it's 6 o'clock and I am hungry. I'm ready to eat something. But we are going to be back tomorrow with another stream, same time. And I'm hoping to... I think we're going to work on the palette patch collection. Which if you guys aren't familiar with, it's a collection that's garden themed. And there's 4 different like color palettes. And I'm doing vegetables to match like the color palettes. So we're doing like green vegetables, red vegetables. I did put tomatoes in there. And I know those are technically a fruit, but I consider them a vegetable. So they went in there. And then we have orange and we have yellow. So I'll be working on probably the green ones tomorrow. And we can play around with some patterns with some of the orange ones because I want to come up with some more pattern designs to go with it, as well as standalone like illustrations, possibly with some text. So, guys, if you're interested in garden type theme stuff, it's going to be super cute and low-key, a little cottagecore. But I will be back tomorrow with that, and I'll be seeing you all then. Everybody, have a nice rest of your day, and until next time, keep on creating.